Welcome to Unbiased and on the Fence. I'm Shane. While you guys are taking deep breaths, I'm just doing the intro here. It's all good. We're going to bring in our guests today. Bam! There they are, Sandy and Carrie. What's up, you guys?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, wonderful. So this is like, for a lot of people, this is like a big reunion, right? Because we saw each other in Sedona. Atsuko
Mhm.
was out there. That was real fun. That was the first time I met
Yeah.
her. And Allison Coe. And now we've had a few other get-togethers, but the big event this year is going to be with Carrie in New Mexico, and that's what we're really getting
Yay!
together to talk
Yeah.
about. After the
Yay!
lockdowns, all the time, we're finally going to be getting
Yeah.
back together. So,
Right.
all
It's
right,
gonna
so
be really
let's
nice.
yeah, let's talk about it. So Carrie's battery might run out quicker than we want it to. So let's just get right into it. Let's talk about this event. It's going to be in Taos, New Mexico, July 21st through 23rd. Is that right?
You got it.
That's
And then
right.
if you want to maybe come out a day earlier or stay a day later, there's a lot of things to do in the area, so that's totally doable or whatever. It's kind of like everyone gets their own lodging and stuff or camping. People are coming in all sorts of ways. So, what are the options as far as staying in a place? Airbnb, you're going to be having some places available. A few, is that right, Carrie?
Yeah, yeah. Carrie's got a couple camping spots on his grounds.
Hmm.
Some other places that people can look into would be the Taos Ski Valley area, where there's cabins and there's hotels. Um, and Hip Camp is also an alternative. Just go to hipcamp.com, punch in the area that you want to camp in, and a bunch of options will show up. Everything from just a pure campsite to little log cabins or converted trailers. So we've got all the fun things. But yeah, go around and cruise and see what comes up. There's quite a lot available.
It's
Uh,
111 here. It's 11:11
yeah,
for you, right?
yes,
It
11,
is.
11. Yes.
And the synchronicities begin, you guys. This is just the tip of the
Here we go.
iceberg.
Bring it in.
Yeah.
Bring it in.
Absolutely.
So the main
Yeah.
part of this is basically we want to make contact with our star family. We want to make connections with each other, but also for me, seeing the craft, having calling them in, that is such a huge thing when you can feel their love and the just I don't know. It's just mind blowing. If anybody's ever experienced that before, I was actually looking for a CE5 image, and I was reading this article that was talking about it like it was a bunch of BS. I'm like, have you guys not tried it? You know what I mean? Because it's not.
Yeah.
It's totally something that happens, but you can see the disinfo going out there, trying to raise doubts. But
Right.
Sure.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of in our group that love this though. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, to just add in on what we're doing here is it's time to gather again. And in Taos, it's so magical. You can from Corey Good has brought up Taos, New Mexico. From like Donald Rumsfeld was living in the mountains out here. I mean, he's passed on. So, would they have what's called the Taos Hum? And it's a local thing. And they discussed that they don't understand where the hum coming from. And I put together, I was like, it's got to be that underground tunnel that Corey Good talked about, that they can travel to all these
Yeah.
different bases and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, you have the Taos Pueblo, and it's open to go actually check out and roam around. The actual center is actually, I think from my understanding, it's the oldest structure built in New Mexico that people are still living in, and it's really quite something. Um, Not all of the natives live in that Pueblo, but they live out on the land. So there's that. There's the Gorge Bridge with the Rio Grande. It's incredible. You have the Llama Foundation, where Ram Dass went and wrote one of his books back in the 80s. Um, you have the Earthship community, which is all about sustainable living and getting off grid. And on that last show, I was still on grid or off grid at that veterans community. So there's all kinds of options. The Hanuman Temple. I mean, this place is a vortex up and down. And what's really great about it is that when you come, you get activated in so many ways. And Sedona was a vortex. I remember Sedona, and that
Oh
was
yeah,
something.
you could
But there
definitely
was
feel it.
right there was something. But man, the house, it's still what I would consider a hidden gem. Like you don't hear about it as much as you would Sedona or what is it, Joshua Tree, or even Asheville, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's still kind of hidden because of where it's located, and we're hugged up right next to an incredible mountain, the highest peak in New Mexico, Wheeler Peak. So there's just all kinds of adventure out here and magic, and this night skies. Oh my God! You just can't get enough of it.
We already have Gypsy
So I
JJ
have
in the chat asking like
Sweet.
where, when, how we do this or
Where?
whatever. So
Yeah,
let me
yeah,
let
yeah,
you guys
yeah.
know.
yeah.
Just email me. We're gonna have a group email because there's going to be a few dozen people or something. So we're just gonna have a big group email where we're giving locations and more information. And to join that email, just email me directly and put CE5 New Mexico in the subject or something like that, and I'll add you to the folder. And then when we send out information, you'll get an email too. So this is separate from anything else. It's just, and then we'll know who's bringing what and things like that. It just makes it way easier and it's way more intimate. And we'll know who's going to be showing up, all of that stuff. So it's not like we're going
Yeah.
to be announcing it out there and just show up if you can. You have to
And
email us and
Sandy,
get the
yeah,
information. Yeah.
Yeah.
right. And Sandy has made an incredible schedule out,
Itinerary. Yep.
itinerary, and that could probably be put into the manifest towards the email, I guess,
Yeah.
just to see what. Yeah.
Want me to give you some examples of what
Yeah.
we're
Let's
going to
talk
be
about
doing?
some of the things. Yeah.
Well, first of all, we got to take advantage of those healing waters that Taos has. Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Awesome.
And
Yeah.
so we can find some of the hot springs in the area. Of course, the sacred
Yep.
sites that Carrie was starting to talk about. There's some, the ones that I saw, there were like a handful of sacred sites. So we'll pick and choose what we think that would work for everybody.
Right.
We can have some great meditations together. We can do the cacao ceremony that Carrie has a good friend that we're going to be inviting in to offer a cacao ceremony.
For those who don't know, that's chocolate.
Yeah.
My
I
wife knew
think
what it was.
that might just be Shane.
Yeah, my wife knew. I'm like, have you ever heard of that? And she's like, chocolate?
That's right.
I'm like,
It's
oh,
like, what?
I'm late to the party.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm going to let Carrie talk a little bit about the theater and the theater, what we're going to be doing with the theater.
Which
So
you're
go
at now,
ahead.
right, Carrie?
Yes, sir, I am.
Go
So-
ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay,
In case you run
so-
out of battery, at least we get a little tour of this
Sure.
place before that.
Yeah, I'm still doing
Sorry
pretty well
about
on
the
this.
barking. The UPS guys here.
No problem.
Hey, we deliver for you. So the Wildflower Playhouse Theater in Taos, New Mexico. You can look it up online. We just had a grand opening January 7th. A little over a year ago, I came to a cacao ceremony. We were doing our own, they were doing something just to kind of bring the energy into the space, because the gentleman, I mean, he's just dedicated his heart, and you can see what he's done here. And I got to be a part of building this. And so I'm currently sitting in the theater seats right here. And what I'm offering is to invite everybody to come be a part of being a little performance art. And it can be in whatever way you think. Right now, there's obviously, you see a setup and there's a play going on. There's a show tonight. It's incredible. It's pretty wild watching people take an idea, put it on paper, and then perform it on stage. And I get to be a part of that. And just designed the lights for this place. So the idea would be potentially on the CE5, the real CE5 event night, which we were thinking possibly Saturday would be the idea, that we would actually come to the theater and have it for a half a day, or for a few hours at least, and get up on stage. And if somebody wants to perform poetry or just speak something off their heart, you can do a song. You can do even meditations, breath, whatever calls
Yeah,
to
share
you.
one of your stories. Some of your
That's right.
stories, some of the things that you've witnessed, or mystical things that you've experienced, like my experience at Mount Adams with Bigfoot. I could do something like that.
Mm-hmm. And with that kind of intention, sets a great foundation for cultivating. It might feel, you might feel nervous, but we're all supporting and loving the holy heavens out of you, right? And you'll feel that beaming to you, and we'll create such a atmosphere with our collective conscience that everybody in the stars will be like, I'm coming. They just want to get a ticket to our show almost.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the idea, and just really get to see what and remember what performance arts felt like. And some of you that haven't been a part of it, I was never into it, and then just wanting to help build this place, I got to do something. I did a eulogy of self on a death. It was the title of this whole show was Death, and it was so transcending because you just stepped into something that you expressed to the world that you went through, and it's really something. So that's available to us. And then we would go to that evening, we would go to the location that we decide to choose to do the CE5 event. Wherever I mean, there's a great location we're kind of looking into right now. But when Sandy gets here a little ahead of time, we'll go scout out a few places and really mark down what would be the best for walking distance or traveling distance and away from light pollution.
That is awesome. Yeah, I accidentally put Michelle on the screen, but we have Michelle also in the chat. So that was for you, Michelle, in the chat. Okay,
Hi,
so Mick
Michelle.
says this is really good. Yeah, Michelle M3 that we got to meet out in at East City. So she's here. Mick Flair says, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm watching this. I just got off the phone with my girlfriend Sandra, who I'm moving out to live with in Albuquerque, New Mexico, in June."
You have to
Hey,
come. See
there we
you
come.
there.
We will be out there for this event, so that's awesome.
Yes,
Absolutely.
that's awesome.
That is
So
so awesome.
I
Gypsy
guess that
JJ is so excited she can't hide it. She said.
I guess I have land where enough land on the property where people could camp. As far as like what Sandy was mentioning, there are those Airbnbs, and just look around. There's camping spots all over the place nearby, and we can give more details as the emails come and who want to do that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I have another friend that is driving their trailer or their travel home or Winnebago home, whatever you call it, and they said there's a bunch of BLM.
Mhm.
Right.
Bureau of Land Management, BLM,
Yeah.
land that you can like park on, or
Yeah.
things are a little different there in New Mexico as far as finding a place. And there's bathrooms and
Absolutely.
stuff at these places, right? So.
Yep.
And as a local here, I will just give a loving introduction before you come to Taos. It, like I said, it will activate you, and in just a way. Like I remember Sedona did that for us, and so does ECETI, and these places do something. And
Oh
this
yeah.
hub has been one of the most magical places I've come to know so far. That is just in this. I mean, it's beaming with the vortexes up and down. So I encourage that when you come, if you experience inner stuff, you have the community. We will be there to listen, and it can transcend so quickly. So don't let it scare you. Allow it
agree.
to just work. The mountain talks and will speak to you in ways that just blows your mind. So be open and receptive to whatever comes, and I promise you, no harm will come to you. It just will be maybe some things will come up that you haven't seen,
Yeah.
and maybe actually you might amplify in such a way you might transcend to the fifth dimension. I don't know, but it's that powerful. It really is.
Yeah. A lot of us have been through that. I've been through it more than once. And so if you need any guidance or help or a hand to hold or space for me to hold for you, then I can help you through that. And plus,
You're one of the
we
best.
do have the gathering the gatherings of all of us with that high vibe intention, that, and setting those intentions that this is going to be a high vibe gathering, then just being with the people around you will activate you as well as the land that you're on. Highly suggest you take your shoes off and put feet on the ground, and just get yourself grounded. Lay down on the ground. That helps too. Hug a tree. Just let yourself be in that nature, and just start listening to the gifts that it will bring to you, or gifts that it will activate too.
Absolutely. Are things already ramping
They
up for you
don't.
guys? Like over the last,
Oh yeah.
I don't know, even just the last couple months, they've been like really ramping up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it was still a bit of a hibernation in January, February, but March, oh my gosh, I'm just getting chills right now thinking about and feeling the amplification of all the energies, and the earth also. I don't know if any of you follow the Schumann resonance, but that's a clear way of tracking Mother Gaia's energies, and she's amping up too. So we can all tune into that. And the closer we got to the spring solstice, that was a huge,
Oh yeah,
a huge point. I felt it immensely. And then 2 weeks of integrating all the energy where I just had to like let myself sleep more, and just be really kind myself. And then we've got the solar eclipse coming up on the 20th. So that's something to look forward, another portal for you to take you to another level. If you allow it to take you there, it will.
That's a powerful 420 portal. Right
Oh
there.
my gosh. Yeah, off
portal.
the charts. Off the charts. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, here, since it's New Mexico, it's legalized. Yeah, they're going to be having some huge 420 events.
Oh, really?
Day.
It's legalized in New Mexico? I didn't know that.
Yeah, you could just walk into a store and get what you need.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very
Oklahoma's on its way. I think that's coming up, but they're medical. But that's off topic, anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess that was like, sure, like being out here, they don't call it the land of enchantment for nothing, So
Yeah.
when you come here, you feel it. Even like when you fly into Albuquerque, like as soon as you're just in the like over the land, it is quite something. And here in Taos, they just have every culture you can think of, which is so like, I mean, it really like there's something new to learn almost daily. You're always kind of learning something.
Now at
In a
this
great
theater,
way.
at this theater, we're gonna have sort of an open mic performances. We can do. People can bring their guitar if they want, or dance.
Right.
Or I'm gonna bring my singing bowl. Are you bringing yours, Sandy? I'll bring
Oh yeah, I'll
and my
bring all
finger
my.
drums. Man, I bet
Yeah.
those drums would sound great in that theater there
I have
too.
a hand drum.
Oh man,
Yeah.
they do. Yeah.
So we had a lot of
Yeah.
that going on before, and it's so fun when everybody just joins in and starts drumming and or
Yeah.
doing your, the singing
Jamming.
bowls and stuff like that. So we can do some meditations and
That's
all
right.
sorts of things. So.
Yeah, I really look forward to that too. And can I just say something about the ancestral energies on that land? I've
Yeah.
never been there, but I'm feeling it. I'm being called to it. The natives that were on the land had a very strong connection with the sky people that they call the sky people, and that is huge right now. I have been called over the past 4 years. Part of the reason why I moved to where I am is working with connecting again and showing the people again the relationship that the Native Americans had with the sky people, and how it was just an everyday thing, how it was something that they leaned on. They asked for advice. They they definitely used them as part of their guidance. And I think it's time that people see it like that again. I mean, all over the world, you know this, all over the world, the natives, the people that the ancients that were on the land everywhere from Egypt to Mexico to any of these places around the world. Let's bring back that connection. And it almost brings tears to my eyes because I feel it so strongly that that's where we're headed. And that's going to be a part of our everyday life. And it's just an inner knowing. We need it. We need it too. It just feels so. Oof.
Yeah, and it's
What,
totally activating.
the image that came to mind was not to take away from what Men in Black means, but like the movie Men in Black. Do you remember like maybe when they were at the headquarters and there was every type of
I know,
extraterrestrial,
right?
and it's like that is Taos, man. That is
Right.
like you come across people and you exchange DNA or energetic codes almost immediately, and then you're like, oh, I know that person. How do I know that person? And it's just like this incredible. Yeah, it's exciting. So that's really great.
Isn't there
So
a
weird.
ranch or a movie that was made about a ranch in New Mexico? I can't bring the title. Maybe somebody in the chat will remember.
Oh, the Utah Skinwalker Ranch one?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's Utah. Actually, it's funny you mentioned that because my friend from up in that area is coming down. We'll be there in New Mexico.
Sweet.
So you discussed you discussed the sky people. You're very much on point as far as the ancestors here. From you can visit if you feel like it. It's on the northwest corner. They have 4 corners, obviously, in the northwest corner of New Mexico. But you have Farmington and Aztec, and that's where some of the Aztec ruins are. And I went to visit that place, and oh my God, I mean the downloads, but it was just incredible how far advanced they were in their building, and how everything was aligned to certain stars where their plumbing, they had plumbing, and it was still intact. And it was just phenomenal to see their connection. And the rumor goes is that because that was through Chaco Canyon, you had the Chaco native come through there, and then they dispersed somewhere. And the rumor goes the Taos Pueblos are the Chaco's original Chaco natives. And so I mean they beam it up. They have a lake that it's called Blue Lake that's on the Pueblo, and they talk about that's where they go and talk to the sky people.
Interesting.
So
So that's you said Choctaw?
yeah, I mean it's rumored to be said, and it would make sense to me because it's like where did they come from?
Well, that's interesting.
And
Choctaw Canyon is where supposedly that Wingmaker's ancient burial ground that they found is. You know what I mean? So, Wingmaker's been coming up so much. So this is like awesome that this is all coming together. We're crafting wings, right? This is
my place, my home is big enough. We're going to probably have a dance. I'm guessing. I'm imagining Shane's going to bring that incredible music.
Yeah, we're going to definitely have some ecstatic dance happening and just lifting up the vibes. And if we can have a bonfire and
But if you actually want to do like some spoken word stuff or just talk, that would be a thing to do in the theater where you can really be heard in there. I agree.
That's right.
Yeah. So, it'd be just like open for anybody that wants to share anything. So that's what's beautiful. Everybody has a voice.
Everybody has a voice. We can learn from everybody as well. We can learn from your journey. We can support your journey. Is this a place where you will be held, where you will be heard, and will definitely feel your heart connection, and you'll have a chance to really be seen, a place where you don't have to filter any of your language. You can not worry or be judged about what experiences you've had or what you're saying. So just be you. Just be you.
That's what's beautiful about it. It's like, and people open up more once they hear some of these crazy stories and experiences you hear from people. People feel more like, wow, I feel open to speak about something that I can't normally talk about. So that's
Yeah.
the cool thing is the experiences people have. And then it actually reminds you of other things that happened too, or things maybe you disregarded, but wow, that maybe that was a sign I was having it
Mhm.
because it's
Mhm.
similar, you know. How
And
about you
And
on time, Carrie?
I'll tag on that. I'll tag on that because in a most loving way, I challenge you to actually step up on that stage and say something that you've held back, whatever it is, like just see what happens, you know? And
Yeah.
I remember that was like one of those, I think the only video I ever made on YouTube. I was like, if you're afraid of something, like step into it and make the ripples and just to see
yeah.
what happens. And when you have such a community to support you,
Mhm.
oh,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
you just unlock doors like you wouldn't imagine when you just
Yeah.
step up into that light, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, yeah.
It could be as simple as, you know, writing a little poem that you want to share or something like that.
That's
I think
it.
that'd be cool to have a moment where people
Oh,
can,
and if you're nervous and you're shaky, even better. That is the greatest feeling. Oh, it makes you just feel alive. So don't even let that hold you back. Like, oh, I can't. I don't know if I can do it. And it's like, no, you could totally do it. And not only that, you can have so much fun. You can design your own lights. You can do whatever you want. We can close the curtain, put you behind there, and give you the microphone. Whatever you would like, we will accommodate. You know. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I
it's funny,
agree.
like anytime, like, and I still do this with shows, you know, even today, I'm like nervous, but once we get started, I'm cool. You know, it's only like leading up. And it was like that when I did my talk, like leading up to it, you're nervous, but once you get going, it's not so bad. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
think people will find that, you know, you might be
Mhm.
nervous, but once you get up there and do it, you'll be so
Mhm.
glad you did, you know?
Mhm.
Because well, my experience is when I did that eulogy of self, the moment I accepted that and truly acknowledged that actually I want to do this for me, not for, I don't want to say things that would please the audience, right? Like I want to shake that and just be me. And I don't care if people like it or not, but
Yeah.
man, did I crush it. And that was the great thing because I felt my own confidence on top of the support. And with that, it just opened up new doors. So it was
Right.
really, yeah, it's quite inspiring.
Right. Let your light shine.
Gypsy
That's
JJ
it.
is bringing her keys, so we'll finally be able to jam together her keyboard. So that's awesome.
Sweet.
And I'll have my guitar, and we're gonna have fun. We
Yeah.
already got a
Nice.
band. Mick has some
Yeah.
congos.
Yeah. I could bring
Oh man.
speakers, microphones, whatever you need.
So I would just to add in about the theater and that cacao ceremony, just everybody kind of have a heads up that in those moments we'll put out an offering for donations just to help support the local community and what you'll experience here. And you can, a sliding scale, it doesn't matter, even your love is enough too. But abundance is a flow, and I've come to learn that if you're just in the flow and just let it be, it's all going to work itself out no matter what. So
What a great
just
place to
keep that
plant
in
some
mind.
seeds too. You know, some
Oh,
energetic
yeah,
seeds there at the theater and the work they're doing.
Right.
absolutely. Thank
Chocolate,
you.
you can't ever go wrong with chocolate.
Nope. Go wrong with chocolate. That's
I like how Shane finally knows it now, right? He's like, yeah,
Yeah,
chocolate,
look, let's
chocolate.
just call
He
it a
didn't have a
chocolate
clue. He was like,
ceremony.
what's cacao? That was so good.
Well, you learn
I
something
just
every
give you a
day, you
hard
know.
time. Yeah, and I also would like to invite anybody who has a really great sense of humor on this whole spiritual journey. Oh my God, I invite that because they have stand-up comedy here. And man, when you get people talking about like how when you come to Taos and you're like, hey, did you see that UFO last night? Like, yeah, the one that parked out by the airship, seen it last week. So, there's just
oh
this,
no. Yeah.
there's so much you could talk about your shadows in a funny, humorous
Yeah.
way. If that anything, it's like
Yeah.
this great way to express that the journey, the ascension we're on.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. And we'll have a lot of healers too that are a part of this gallery. A lot of
Mhm.
us are like myself, Reiki masters. I know there's several other people that are into the energy healing. So You can literally lay down on the ground. We could put hands on you and sending you healing energies if needed. So that's the kind of stuff that can happen spontaneously in the moment. We'll just go with the flow, whatever you need. So,
That's right.
Elza
Yeah.
Bring
says,
prayers
"Wow,
with you.
I'm a
Yeah.
quarter Choctaw Indian from Oklahoma. Welcome,
Hey,
oh
neighbor."
yeah, oh yeah. I've got like an eighth Cherokee.
Very nice.
it's like, here's a part of that stand-up comedy. It's like, I'm a quarter Navajo, but I can't prove it. Yeah. I got some Apache in me, I think. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, bring your star family, bring your guides, your guardians, bring your highest wishes, make them come true. The mountain will talk to you. Bring it to let it go forever, or bring it to plant seeds. Whatever you want, it is your highest wish and desires will come true. I guarantee it. Like, it is just the fact that we want to come together again. That tells me that's the mountain.
Yeah, it's
That's
time.
right off it. It's time, and it's really great. And it is hooked to a grid network. It's not Los Alamos is just 45 minutes down the road, so you have like all that weird, military stuff. So there is a reason for this place, and I think we come here to shine that kind of beacon of light into the heavens. Uh, we may be taken back a little bit in a humbling way of like, wow, like we really are doing something, and we're going to feel it, and we're going to be able to carry that with us for the rest of the duration, I believe.
Yeah, let's start creating the new earth that we want to be a part of, that we dream about, that we know that is happening right now. It's happening right now.
Gypsy
I look
JJ
forward
says
to
she's
hugging
Chickasaw.
everybody.
That's cool. We're in the
Oh,
same
really?
tribe. That's really cool. That's we've got so much native energy that's going to be coming to this gathering.
Oh, yeah.
And I love
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
powerful native energy.
One of my guides
Yeah,
is White
absolutely.
Buffalo Calf Woman and White Eagle, Chief White Eagle, and
Well,
probably a lot more.
What's really great is there is a gentleman who owns a herd of white buffalo out here. Now, he had to put them kind of a little bit further away from the main road, but you can kind of still see them. And there's a whole herd of them, and you're like, oh, okay, Taos. It's just quite something.
Wow, I have to go see him.
We are the ones we have been waiting for, Michelle says. That's right.
That's
so
right.
True.
And it's our future selves tapping into all this and bringing us right into our highest timeline and destiny with all of this. So it's really, I could feel it. Like, I keep getting like really cool, like, oh, I'm going to do this for opening at the theater. And oh man, I'm going to blow their minds,
Yeah.
And it's going to be such a great time.
Yeah. Start setting those intentions now.
That's right. That's right. Write about it, journal about it, whatever. Bring your journal. It's going to change your life. And I'd stand by that. And Sandy, as she was saying earlier, the way she's able to hold space, she's been a part of my journey since the day I met her. All the time she has been there, and she has never wavered. She has been unwavering. And that is the most magical thing I've got to experience with her, is watch her be there in such a way that's like, if it wasn't for Sandy, I could not be where I'm at today. And that is my truth. She has helped me and anchored and listened and helped me navigate through when I'm in some of my most darkest shadows, because I knew that I was working through something, and she knew I was working through something. So we were just like, let's do it together. And I love you for that.
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you. We can be there for each other like that. All of us. We need that. Absolutely. We need that family. We are family. Right?
And we can trust again. I think we can really, like, we all kind of have those blocks. I'm guilty of having the blocks of trusting, if I can be vulnerable with somebody, to really let them in again, no matter if it's just a friend, or how vulnerable you're willing to get with yourself is how much you can allow in, right? So
yeah. And it can get really ugly at times. It can get really ugly and difficult at times, but we can support each other and work through it and walk through it and come out on the other side beaming higher than you've ever beamed before.
That's right. And we're doing it for the greater good, you know, because what we're doing,
Yeah,
we're
what
changing.
we do
We
for
are the
ourselves.
change.
Yeah. What we do for ourselves is what we collective. So, yep,
Here we
Awesome.
go.
here we go.
And that's what's so beautiful, because even like some of our past get-togethers, that the connections made help people through the lockdowns and all of that, you know.
It did me. God, I mean, ever since Sedona, y'all, like, like, you know, it's just been incredible. Yeah. And I look forward to hearing other people's experiences
Me
just,
too.
you know, within the last couple of years, like what happened, you know,
Mhm.
what activated through COVID, what brought insight. Like, let's share it, let's put it out there. Because it's so interesting how much has happened since Sedona and since I got to meet everybody.
Okay, so someone's asking about a wheelchair. Are we able to get a wheelchair pretty much anywhere that we go?
So
If-
the pretty much, I mean, the depends on the CE5. So like my house, we could totally do it. It's all flat. So that would be it. Simple. The theater, obviously, we are wheelchair accessible, handicap accessible, and there's ramps. But for
Yeah.
like maybe where we do the CE5 event
Yeah, we're
or something
trying to
like that.
get something that's more like a tailgate experience, so you could drive a vehicle there. So if we could drive a vehicle there, maybe that would be helpful.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we're gonna
And
work on
we
that.
can get
for
set
sure.
up. So
Okay.
yeah, we'll keep that in mind.
Well, yeah, we'll keep it in mind now that we know. So.
Yeah.
But we can accommodate for sure. No problem.
Okay, awesome. And then, like anything else that we do, we talked about possibly meeting somewhere for breakfast one day if you show up early, or other
Sure.
things. So we're still working on things, and a lot of this is going to work out naturally as we start sending emails, and we know who's showing up when and where you're going to stay and things like that. So
Yeah, maybe have a potluck one night. We'll figure it out.
So as far as cost, tickets, things like that, really the only cost besides your, you know, getting you there and getting your own lodging or whatever will be, if you want to donate to the theater or get a ticket for actually staying at your place. Is that, what are the tickets needed for?
Oh well, the ticket could just be a symbology, right? Like, so really it's just like donation based. So ideally, you know, to give back to the theater, to the cacao, because you'll meet Madeline, and wow, you know, that cacao comes from Guatemala, and it was all grown, raised, and harvested by women, and it was never touched by any kind of machines, all done by hand and hand tools. And it is super magical. So it's just offering the exchange of energy, you know, so that we keep the place up and running, but also there could be a donation as far as like when we want, if we want to do a big, huge dinner, barbecue, or whatever that may be, we can just kind of donate to a pot and get the food together. But as far as like staying at the house, yeah, just to kind of help the abundance flow in the sense of these incredible places. Because honestly, we can play in this theater. It's a playhouse. It literally is my home. It's a second home to me. But I would like to offer at least something back in return, just because.
Absolutely.
When you
Even
see
with
it,
you though, we're going to
a,
have like outhouses and things like that we have, or you know, there'll be some costs. So definitely we'll be open to any kind of donations.
Yeah.
I want to say
so that kind of stuff.
$5,000 donations are great. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Bring it in the 2 million would be great.
Right.
I'm kidding. All proceeds go to the Institute of Ascension and Mastery.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
So gather up your ideas and your hopes and dreams, and let's put them into a container, and let's make this happen, Captain. You know, let's beam them up, and don't be surprised if you'll have weird things happen, because as you know, when we create things like this, you know, weird things are gonna be weird. We're changing
Those are the
consciousness.
Right.
That's the
gifts. The gifts
right?
from the land. Yep.
That's beautiful.
And so, Shane, how do you feel, man? You good with everything?
Oh man, I'm super excited. I feel the excitement from the chat here as I'm reading.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
And if we
Gypsy
need to,
JJ
maybe,
says, "Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
go ahead.
I was gonna say she says that she has a camper van. So
Yeah.
that she could park maybe at your place for that, right?
Hmm. Yep.
Okay.
I got
Well,
I got
space
enough
is
land. Yeah.
limited with some of these options, you guys. So
Yeah.
definitely want to email me and get in on that, and kind of that way But while space at your place is limited, there's plenty of other
Right.
places to stay too.
Right,
So
Right.
right.
not to worry about that. But yeah,
Not to worry.
we'll start the email up. I'll start it up tonight. Give people time to
Yeah,
email me and give me the information, and we'll start
yeah,
discussing some things and getting some ideas in mind. We definitely have the date and the place, so if you
yeah.
want to mark
If
it on
we
your
need
calendar.
to, we can have another gathering like this to answer any of the questions that come through
Right.
from the
Yeah.
emails.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. We might just do like a group. Once we have everybody in the email, we just do a private Facebook or what do you call it, Zoom meeting like this, but private.
Oh, right.
We can
That
discuss
would
everything
work.
privately. Yeah, that'd be perfect. So if you want to get in on it, you guys, you definitely want to email me and get in the and put that in the subject line, CE5 New Mexico or something, and I'll know that you want to be included in the information about that event because it's not going to be on the website or anything like
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So let's make this happen.
that. It's
All
exciting.
right.
The
Yeah.
Galactic
Super
Gathering.
excited. Oh.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna have like
2020.
T-shirts and other things too that we're gonna work on, and hopefully have stuff like that, you guys. But just keep an open mind as far as any ideas that you might want to have, and you can let us know in the email because this is kind of created by all of us together. So there might be something
Mhm.
Right.
we're unaware of in the area that we don't want to
Mhm.
miss out on or something too.
Yeah.
And then this is so good. It's easy. Remember
Right,
that. And
it
I
is.
like
there's no
that.
pressure. It's
I
so
like
good.
Yeah.
that.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just let it flow.
Yeah, even the
Yeah.
theater. I
That's
mean, we'll
right.
set up. It's no hard schedule with
Hmm.
anything.
Right.
Start time,
Nope.
finish time, maybe. But other than that, it's going to be really laid back and relaxed.
Yeah.
Right.
They say out here in Taos, like you're on Taos time now, and that means whatever it wants to mean. Like there is no 7 o'clock and da da da, but it's always like this just this flow that you get
Yeah.
into. So I definitely
Yeah.
encourage it.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. It's July 21st through the 23rd. If you want to
Hmm.
go out a day early or a day later and hang out and do some things in town, I think some people are doing that. But that's going to be the days that we have scheduled things we're doing together, like the theater and the cacao ceremony and the CE5 event. But I don't know if we see some big ships and stuff, we might all be hanging out another extra day.
Yeah.
Right.
The more you dive into, if you can, just look up the stuff, the history, not even just the history, just the stuff about Taos, because you'll learn that Georgia O'Keeffe was here, Julia
Mhm.
Roberts owns a home here. Like not that that matters, but
Right.
you kind of, it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
there's a magical thing
Yeah.
about it. So
Ansel
just,
Adams used to be there too.
yep, that's right.
Mhm.
So there's just that, yeah, just find everything you can if you feel like it, and just enjoy yourself, because that's what this is going to be about.
Yeah.
How
Yep.
All
awesome
right.
is that? We might be able to do some live streams from there since there's.
Oh, that'd
Ooh,
be
that would be
cool. That'd
That'd
be
be
awesome.
cool.
cool
Yeah,
for
that
those
would
who
be
can't
cool.
make it
Yeah,
Yes.
out. At least part of it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you got it. We didn't have internet at East City, so that made it really difficult to do anything live.
Yeah,
Right.
Was there anything
yeah.
else that we're missing out on right now? Or are we good for now? How
I
are you
don't
looking
think
on your
so.
battery there?
I think, let me see where I'm at. Hey, yeah, I'm doing well. I'm actually
Oh, cool.
doing well. Yeah.
Awesome. Are we missing out on anything else, Sandy?
I don't think so. During downtime, we can, we'll have some little projects on the side that you can partake in, like doing some mindful walks and gathering um, some branches from the trees and little flowers or whatever to make some of your own clearing wands, some smudge sticks. So that's something that you can take with you and use later after we have this experience together. So we can be doing some of that. And then also, a lot of us are readers. We can be doing some readings. like I said, that's just stuff that's going to happen naturally.
I love that part of it. All the little
Mhm.
conversations and all the little
Mhm.
sharing of
Yeah.
gifts. And then a lot of times people have little neat crafts that they bring along or crystals that they want to give along to other people.
Right.
There's all
Right.
sorts of little surprises that people
Yeah. Please share your gifts when you're there. Please just share your gifts. It's a good place to do that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
really is.
All right. Well, I
But
guess
I
that's
think
it.
we covered it all. Yeah.
Yeah, and we can
Uh,
talk more about it later, but for now, you guys just email me and get into the email group about this new Mexico event in July.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that should
Yes.
take care of all that.
Here we go. Oh my
So
God.
grateful for
Taos,
you
New
all.
Mexico. Oh, I love y'all.
I'm really
I look
looking
forward to
forward to
meeting
it.
and seeing you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So lots of love, light, and unity, you guys. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.
All right. See ya.
And